You're watching Girl Eat Time Television.
Hi, my name is Harvey Mason. I'm the drummer in the band Foreplay. I have 13 solo CDs and I'm a founding member of the band Foreplay, I'm very happy to say.
And I'm Chuck Loeb. I'm the guitarist in the band. I've been in the band for the last 3.5, almost 4 years. And I also am a recording artist on my own and have my own CDs as well.
My name is Bob James. I'm the keyboardist in the group Foreplay, and I have some solo records of my own, and happy to say that I'm one of the founding forefathers of Foreplay.
Hi, I'm Nathan East, and I have the pleasure and honor to be the bass player and vocalist with Foreplay, and have been so since the very beginning, and I'm currently working on my first solo album, so there it is.
You've been recognized by Congress for your musicianship. You've created a legendary status for yourself. Does that complicate the issue when you're creating music, that you now have to uphold a certain ledger on the musical community?
From my standpoint, answering, I don't believe so. We don't feel any special pressure to have a certain standard. I think just naturally playing with these incredible musicians, the standard is so high, and that we just bring the music that we feel and just try and create and keep trying to move forward. And without any pressure, there's no pressure. At least from my standpoint.
Anybody else want to?
I was just going to say every day when we go in, we try to perform up to a certain standard, so we don't really think in terms of, is there an award level associated with that standard. We just try to endeavor to do our best every day.
Tell me, if each of you could tell me who your favorite female artist is.
Can we name more than one?
You can name as many as you like.
One of my favorite female artists is Keiko Matsui, another pianist with whom I've collaborated. Another would be Anita Baker, who sang beautifully on one of our Foreplay albums. Another would be Shantae Moore, who sang beautifully on one of our Foreplay albums. Another who not so many Americans are familiar with, but great pop star Seiko Matsuda, who also sang on Foreplay. So we've had a number of great opportunities to work with great artists.
I have a particular situation in my case is in that 2 members of my family are female musicians and artists, and they're my favorite artists. Carmen Cuesta is my wife, is a beautiful singer. She sings Brazilian and Spanish music and her own compositions. And my daughter is a singer and a songwriter and a guitarist as well, Lizzie Loeb, so I'll give a little plug to them. And they are certainly 2 of my favorites, and there are many more. I would mention one that lifelong favorite of mine is Joni Mitchell.
I'm the next. One of my favorite female artists, I'd have to say, is Patrice Rushen. I've had a long-standing connection with her, and I'm thinking about instrumentalists too. I'm going in that route rather than just going vocalists, because there's a lot of vocalists that I love. Patrice is particularly special as a pianist, and I love playing with her, and she's pretty damn special. So I'm mentioning Patrice.
I'd have to say one of my favorite female artists is Esperanza Spalding, not only because she's one of the most amazing bass players, but she has a gorgeous voice. I've had the pleasure of recording and working in a capacity as bass player, producer, songwriter with Anita Baker. Long time history with her. Absolutely one of my favorite female artists. And then I'm a big fan of a lot of the singers that are coming out from the new school, but from the old school, I really love Natalie Cole and Gladys Knight and those kind of folks. And then of course, from the new school, singers like Beyonce and Jennifer Hudson.
Last question I want to hit you with. Answer this any way you want to. You can think of the phrase women in jazz or women and jazz. What comes to mind when you hear women in jazz or women and jazz? What do you think about?
So we should.
Well, I think about Patrice Rushen. Definitely, I mean, she's been making jazz records for a very long time as an instrumentalist. And I think that's a real easy transition for me.
Women in jazz or women and jazz?
I admire the courage that women have shown to embark and plunge into a world that has been dominated historically by men. So that just like in many other areas of commerce and the arts, sometimes it's a struggle for women to get recognized. And the ones that have persevered and made their own statement deserve tremendous recognition from my standpoint. I would also just, I was sorry that I didn't even have the opportunity. I mentioned a lot of great women artists, but there's another artist named Hiromi, who's also a pianist that I admire very much for her originality. In our field, there are many artists that are continuing in a tradition, but there aren't that many who have a vision that just goes out into their own world, that have the courage to make music in a way that's never been done before. I think Esperanza, I would feel similarly about. You never heard anything like that before, and to have it coming from a woman is a very, very special, courageous kind of musical statement.
You can find our music on fourplayjazz.com and all your favorite internet retail outlets for music.
And you can also look us up individually at nathaneast.com, or no, at Nathan.
Yeah, NathanEast.com, BobJames.com,
chuckloeb.com.
And HarveyMason.com.
but Foreplay as FourplayJazz.com. That's FOURPLAY.
Jazz.
Jazz.com.
Folk in a Mason genre.
There you go.
Well, get a